And do you fix them then?
Yeah, we'll process them and eat them. So it's a fun time, and it's a funny thing. The fishing license are $40, and the shellfish license are $20.
Huh. Wonder why that is.
I don't know. Huh. Maybe possibly longer seasons.
I suppose.
I'm not quite sure, but that's for non-resident for a week.
So the place you're going in Portland is mild year-round, right?
Yeah.
Because it's close to the sea?
Right. It's 70 miles from the ocean.
It is, okay.
Yeah, but it's sort of the, that West Coast monsoon season. It does get warm. Our son's house has central air, but not all homes have central air in Portland. But it's on the coast, it's cold because the water from the coast comes from Alaska.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know it's one of the currents that brings the cold water down.
Yeah.
And even in the middle of summer, the water's 42 degrees.
Have you ever been to San Francisco?
I think Mark Twain said something about that, didn't he? Or was it Will Rogers? The longest summer I ever had was that 1 week I spent in San Francisco.
Sounds like Will Rogers. Although Mark Twain had a spicy side to him too, sarcastic. But I went there long time ago, summer of '79, and just north of, maybe couple of hours north of San Francisco, there were seals and stuff in there because the water's so cold. We got out there, and you think West Coast, when you're from the Midwest, you think, okay, swimming. We're going to go swimming. And you're just, down south it's nice, of course, but north it's freezing cold.
Yes,
it's colder than Lake Michigan.
It is, and you almost have to have a wetsuit.
Yeah.
And one of the things we noticed, we spent time in Vero Beach in Florida. The beaches there are, even the tides aren't as great on the Atlantic side as they are on the Pacific side. So, they have probably 100 yards of beach. Well, low tide, they'll have 200 yards of beach. It doubles in size.
Yeah.
And so when the high tide comes in, it's not very deep for a long way.
Okay.
And so the waves aren't that great. But if that's all you have, that's. I went wading one time. I was going to go swimming because I'm a tough guy and I can handle that. I walked in and all of a sudden my feet got numb and I couldn't feel my ankles. So no, I'm not going in there.
I was going to say you won't last long there, will you?
I didn't. No. So yeah, it's a fun trip.
No.
Portland's an interesting city that has, problems like every big city. Homelessness is a real huge problem there. And where our son works, he texted yesterday and he asked me if we could work Thursday because Desmond goes to school, so our grandson. So, we're not doing anything else. Sure, we'll help you on your job. And he works for a company that supplies furniture and dishes to events. Huge events. I mean, Nike events.
Okay.
Google events.
Okay.
And so he asked me if we could help.
You're good at setting stuff up and tearing stuff down.
Yeah.
Maybe you want to run the sound system at one of those things.
Yeah, exactly. Carry your cart all the way there. Pull it on the back if you don't fly.
I know I enjoy running sound, but I'm losing my hearing. And that doesn't always make for a good sound person.
No,
especially, when our lead singer has a really high voice. And those are the frequencies that you lose first. So when it sounds kind of muddled, I don't change it because I don't know. I can't get it probably any better.
Yeah.
And it has to be Deb. So so I'm leaning toward some type of assistance, and then I promise I'll be a better
probably from
sound man.
Using that chainsaw and cutting down all those trees that you've been clearing out there
Mowing
in the
lawn
backyard,
and
mowing
Yeah,
lawn.
and you know, it doesn't just gradually happen, you know, and I recall when I started cutting firewood when I was 24 years old, something like that, you know, no ear protection at all. And then the muffler systems weren't as good. And even now they're so loud. And then it was the gradual farming, the tractors, the lawnmowers, shop vacs. You know, I use a shop vac a lot, and that's really a high decibel. Yeah. So, but that's just happens. You know, it's just something that goes with getting older.
Sometimes being in voiceover, there's similar things because you're using a microphone. You've got to listen carefully, and you always think, well, you know, I'll quit kind of when I want to, or, you know, hopefully I don't have a heart attack or stroke, but your voice isn't always a guarantee. Your hearing isn't always a guarantee. Your sight, you know, the computers nowadays, they build these computers and the programming and all of the words on there for people that are, you know, half my age or less. And so I'm squinting, got my glasses on, got the lights on, trying to get it figured out, getting it bigger font.
He's got the grandpa settings on. You can put them on your phone and stuff. It makes the, for older people.
I need that. I do.
I actually use it too because it's easier to read.
Yeah. I do a lot of Sudokus. Okay, that's how I try to keep my mind sharp. But I'm pretty good at them, I would say. But when I check the answers, I have to get a magnifying glass because they make them so small. Now, I don't know if it's small for everybody, but it's small for me.
We're here with Jim Schroeder from the Mazomanie Music Conservancy staff infection. The famous, I say local band?
Oh, sure.
Is it okay to say local, regional band?
Oh, I'd say
national band, international band?
Local band.
Local band.
Yeah.
And from the Iron Horse Community
Cornet band.
Community band.
Or community band, yeah. Well, thanks for having me, Todd.
Yeah.
Hudson. It's good to sit in this chair again.
Yeah.
You know.
Sit and chit-chat about hearing and about clam and
Portland.
Yeah, we're
freezing ankles.
Going to visit your son. Just quickly, which son is that? Because people know your family.
Yeah, that's Thomas. Our youngest. He's the only one that has a grandchild.
Grandchild. Okay, got it.
But it's kind of funny. I'm getting to know a younger couple in town here, and I asked the young man, I said, how old's your mother and father? And he said, well, I think they're 49.
Yeah.
Well, our oldest son, JJ, is 46.
Yeah.
So it's conceivable I could have 20-year-old grandchildren.
Yeah, exactly.
But in our case, Tom was the youngest. He's the one that has the grandchild.
Yeah, well,
so
that's nice to go out and visit. How long are you going to be there?
Yeah, we'll be there about 5 days, depending on what effect the flight attendant strike has, or threatened strike, and the government shutdown. All dependent upon that. So
maybe you'll have to get an Uber back or something.
Our contingency is to rent a car and drive 1,400 miles.
Wow.
Yeah, that's not the first choice.
Yeah.
But
you might learn how to be a flight attendant on the way there if there's nobody there.
Wouldn't that be something?
It's going to be a working vacation. It sounds like anyway. You might as well make it the whole way. So what do we? I was going to ask you this question. Not about. We'll get to the events real quickly.
Certainly.
We promise. Yeah. We don't want this to be a half an hour just us talking.
Well, we
together.
do, but we know that
most people wouldn't find it as interesting as we find it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But you can listen into our conversation. We're happy about that. We're not going to say anything bad. So anyway, I was wondering if you're a summer guy or more of a fall/winter guy, because I'm surprised. He's a winter guy. He likes winter, likes the cold temperatures, likes ice fishing.
That's exactly the same way. This summer was brutal on me, and you also, I imagine, because there's still a lot of things that have to get done during the summer. You know, the garden, massive amount of time, but well worth the effort. It's just a great time. but I could work for a couple hours only in the morning, and then and I was almost done until the afternoon because it was, I don't take heat well. And also, just for the sake of the community, they don't want to see me without a shirt on.
It's community service is what it is.
Exactly. Get that thought out of your mind.
Yeah.
So I'm a fall, and when we return, I'll be starting to cut firewood. Mm-hmm. The garden is done virtually, even though we haven't had a frost yet. We're not going to have a frost probably until mid-October. It looks like
right.
But we've canned all we can can. We ran out of canning jars, so we're
can't can anymore.
No, that's a sign, But we did can some jalapeno peppers today because we have small jars. But Deb says that's it. No more canning.
Yeah.
And I have one more thing to do, and that's to make pear cider. Pears ripen about 2 weeks after apples do.
They do? Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So this week...
Interesting.
This last Saturday, we made about 30 gallons of apple cider. And then in a couple weeks, so depends on how many pears we have, but we'll look to make about 10 to 20 gallons of pear cider.
Nice.
That I should have brought you a half gallon. It's really good.
Well,
I will.
Okay.
I will.
When you get back from your Portland trip, we'll talk about your Portland trip, and hopefully you get back. Otherwise, we'll be doing it remote. Now,
or they'll just be a Zoom, or they'll just hire him as an airplane
a flight
attendant because he did so well.
I might have trouble making the weight limit on that, though. But we'll see. I'll let you know. So I'm a fall and winter guy.
Yeah.
And I can embrace winter because I have a hobby of ice fishing.
Yeah.
And which I just love. Because when I get cold, I come home. Mm-hmm. But I don't have to go on weekends. I can go anytime I want.
Right.
And so we have so much fun. I hopefully take Hudson with me to show him some secret spots.
Wow, that's
I'll have to put a blindfold on him.
Yeah, don't let him. He should tell all his friends. Actually, at his age, he doesn't have many friends that ice fish.
Ouch.
There's
no.
You don't have friends. It's just that you don't have many friends
don't
that
tell
ice
the
fish.
Secrets.
Yeah.
Well, what you need to do is, as we get older, especially your dad's age, quite a bit younger than me, but our group of friends naturally gets smaller. Just through nature. Mm-hmm. So what you need to do is join an organization that involves young people, and so your group of friends can be around.
Yeah.
So you may be the last or the first one to perish from that group, but that's okay. You'll always have them. But we'll go ice fishing and see what you think.
Yeah,
plenty of spots.
Yeah, I'm always looking to learn new things about fishing. So.
Oh yeah. The river's been low,
rough. Yeah, we were. Yeah. Anyway.
So the band, the Iron Horse Band, is kind of, it's just practicing right now for December. So that we can, unless there's some big special news breaking, we could go to the Music Conservancy and Staph Infection.
It's our Christmas program is December 2nd. It's Saturday at 7 o'clock at the high school.
Mark that on your calendars then.
So we have quite a bit of time. We'll have the band. And then we form a community choir.
Oh, you do?
For that program. And then we have within the community band, we have a hand chime choir, which starts tonight.
And you're in that?
Yes, I can count. And it's just so I have two bells, I'm okay. Yeah, right or left. Yeah. That's what I have to do.
You don't have to set one down and find the other and figure out where the music is.
No, they would never allow me to do that, which is good.
Yeah.
So, next Friday, and it's October 5th, I want to think. I'm not sure if you can look that up.
Go ahead and look it up. You talk about it, and we'll come back to it.
What day did you say? You said
but it's the first Friday in October.
First Friday in October.
So for sure, first Friday in October. Yep.
And the doors open at 5:30, and Staff Infection plays from 6 to 7:15, and then we have guest band 7:30 to 9, and it's the band is called DOS DOS Udder UDDER Guys. Dose Udder Guys.
Dose Udder Guys. Okay.
But it's going to be more than dose. And so, it's a band. Our lead guitar player, Steve Bailey's, plays in, and Steve lives in North Bristol, near Sun Prairie. Okay. So not real familiar around here, but he and Mike Forkel have been friends for years and years. And so when Gene passed away in 19, we asked Steve to join us as the lead guitar player, and he has, and he's very good. And looking forward to this band because it has a lap steel player, if you're familiar with the lap steel sound of a Western swing.
Lap steel guitar.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. And we're just excited to have that. Anytime you can find it's not a lap steel, it's a steel guitar. Steel guitar. Yeah. Anytime you can find a steel guitar player and they want to come and play, man, you want to have them because the sound they make is so unique, and there's not a lot of people that play it. And so that'll be. Did you get the date?
It is Friday, October 6th.
October 6th. Okay. Yep. All right. So, yeah, looking forward to getting back. Our first one in September, I think, was September 1st, and so it's been like 5 weeks. Between shows, which is okay because September is a really busy month, not music-wise, but just all the other hobby-wise that takes our time. But
will you typically, is it a full house or is it like half or what? I mean, I'm not trying to give away your secret, but I'm just thinking about us coming down there,
sure.
Hudson and I, sometime with a little camera and just taking some pictures so we can talk about it. We'd like to come and see it sometime. And I wanted to come for Staff Infection for a bit and also see this next thing. So I'm hoping we can come. I hope we can come this time.
Well, there's a guy with a steel guitar there. That's my favorite instrument.
So.
So we'll try to do that. But are there seats available for newcomers like us?
Usually, I would say we usually have. The community building, I think the capacity is like 100.
It is, okay.
It might be more than that. And so we generally have between 40 and 100 people, depending on the month of the year.
Sure.
We don't hire big name bands because, number one, we can't afford them. But the bands we get are really good. And it's bands you may have never heard of, but that doesn't mean that they aren't very good. They just have a small circle where they play. Sure. And we're just grateful that these bands from Madison, Wanakee, Mount Horeb, wherever they come from, are happy to play at Mazomanie. So. And then in November, we have a real treat. Probably the best guitar picker in Madison. His name is Richard Weigel. Again, a name probably not known too well, but he was one of our first guests, and we have him every year in November. And he is an amazing one-man show. That he is the best guitar picker I've ever heard or ever played with. He would sit in with us every now and then on the day of his shows. He would just come early and sit in with us.
Would he say like, "Okay, guys, hold on, see if you can keep up"?
His big name band was the Midwesterners, and they have they've all gotten older and all gone to different projects, and so. That's how I got to know Richard. And then in December, we have a band called Wren Claw, which is a little more country rock. One of their guitar players lives in Black Earth. And so we try to feature we've tried to feature local people as much as we can.
Yeah.
So that'll be in December.
Good. So back to October, which is coming up very shortly. October 6th, Friday. It's always the first Friday of the month. And doors open at 5:30. The band's Staff Infection starts playing at 6.
Yes.
And do you know what kind of food you're going to have? You always have food and beverages for
there'll
purchase.
Be food. Yep. Right? I want to thank Deb and I just talked about that. And it has something to do with chicken.
Okay.
Maybe it's rotisserie chicken where you just pull what you want.
Okay.
And then there'll be, you make a sandwich, and then there's always salads there. Deb usually makes a couple of salads, and it's a good meal. And it's only $5. Unless you're in the band, then you get to eat free.
Well, that's the least they can do.
Yeah.
Or how about the sound man? Does he get the free meal?
Yeah,
Okay,
he does.
Good.
Well, he got promoted to the percussion now. He plays drums for Staff Infection now, or I do, yeah.
Okay.
And so
You got your big break.
Just I didn't think I'd have to bring as much equipment. Yeah, because I don't play a lot of set.
Okay.
But there's still plenty of stuff you have to bring.
Well, anything else as we close up this little segment here? We've got that take care of. You all the way to December.
Right, and Staff Infection will play will open the show every month.
Got it.
And we even try to throw some new songs in periodically.
Good.
Which is kind of nice to do. And even I have a new song that I'm going to try this month.
Well, that should bring out some people.
Yeah,
Lots of cameras will be there for whatever happens, good or bad.
YouTube. Let's put this on YouTube. Even if it's a fail, it might get a lot of.
You'll go viral either way.
We want to make sure though that if they look up Staff Infection, they spell it STAFF.
Okay.
Because the other one, they may not like some of the pictures that they see.
Yeah, good point.
That's not us.
Yes.
It's just
yeah.
So, another project that I'm involved in with Deb and Gail Harrop and Lisa Montalbano is we play nursing homes every now and then, and we had a show last Thursday, I think it was, in Meadows in Spring Green, and that was a lot of fun to play. I don't know if we're ever going to go outside of nursing homes to play.
Yeah,
but we may.
Yeah.
You never know. We might be down somewhere just plucking away and seeing.
Those are nice things to do because
Yeah.
we've done that before, and the folks there really appreciate music. They like music, and it kind of enlivens some people sometimes.
And we even got a request to play a song, and we happen to know the song, so we played the song. And it was "In Heaven There Is No Beer."
Oh yeah.
So a nice polka.
The polka band,
just a great little polka, and it was sort of a surprise. But we played long enough. We've played most of those nice polkas, and it was a lot of fun, and they enjoyed it, and we enjoyed it just as much to be able to share our talents. Limited talent in my case, but with other people. So thanks for having me over too.
Thanks for coming.
that.
And have a good trip to Portland, and
thanks.
we hope you'll be back here next month about this time.
Yeah, will do.
Okay, thanks.